Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you a 2 versus 2 on Pegasus Bridge, and in this one I'm going to be playing with the 12th SS-Panzer, which is quite something. It's been a while since I played 2v2, so I thought I would do a live playthrough, and yeah, I'm playing with Mauru today, which should be a lot of fun. So let me just put down some troops. And it looks like I'm going to be taking control of the town, although it might end up that we are both in the middle, pushing through there, since this is very open, and we're up against the Guards Armoured and 3rd Armoured, so we might be able to take advantage of that, although jumbos could be quite hard to deal with. Let's get the infantry down anyway. I'll probably start by having a unit go to here, which will probably be just Panzergren with the Panzergrenführer. I'm actually not used to the scale of these maps, honestly. Generally used to the 4v4 at the moment because I've been playing it a lot on my stream. But we can go for this, why not? Let's get our troops as far as we can here, into the bottom side. Should be able to cover the top side of that ridge there, or that sort of choke here, and stop them from getting into this building, hopefully. But that's wishful thinking, I think. Not entirely sure if that's going to work out or not. We'll try and get a Panzergren up there anyway. I'm also likely to bring in a 259 to the centre of the town as well. We will need some recon, so I'm going to bring in the 222 with the Aufklärer, because that's another unit that can be used as close fire support as well. And I'm going to drop that off into, I think, this building. Probably a little bit better. Then I'm going to bring some spear troop to the mid, and I'm also going to bring myself a Panzer II. Bring that over. Hopefully this on the right side will be okay, although I'm kind of feeling a bit light on that side. I might bring an AT gun just in case, like a little bit further back. Like maybe like here would be a good idea. It depends if that's able to be in cover or not, because I want to be able to shoot down there. It might be worth unloading even further back, honestly. Now let's go for here for now. I'm going to need a mortar, so let's bring that with me. And that should be pretty much everything. I'm not going to be investing in my Firefly early on unless I see enemy tanks that are as threatening. So that's what we'll be going for. I'm going to need that Panzergren to jump into one of these buildings. Probably this building, so it can help with the main engagement on the right side. Alright, that will have to do. Let's squeeze up my units at the start of the game, which is something that I always like to do. Get them all bunched up and ready to go. Again, just left click drag to do this. They maintain all of their orders, which is nice. Just going to do it on this side as well. And you always want to keep them on the right side of the road, because that's the side that they fast move down. You'll see them just move to the left a little bit and get going. That might help if these guys actually had orders. A little bit of a mistake there. I might be forced to just leave my command unit back a little bit. But off we go. Hopefully it'll work out relatively well. We're playing against the Guards Armoured and the 3rd Armoured. I'm kind of expecting the Guards Armoured on this right side. We'll have to wait and see anyway. Let me bring in some more ATs next. I'm likely to bring that in towards the centre of the map. But I'd like to be pushing a +1 pretty early if I can. Seems as though they have got into the town here, you can see by the big bulge. Guter Schuss. Nope, 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 nope. Don't die. Nice, we got into the positions that I wanted to. He does have a tank here that I can't really deal with at the moment though, that's the trouble. He won't be able to push because of the Panzerfausts. But it's still relatively annoying. Let me try and mortar some of his infantry here. Very tempted to like push through this gap. Like if I bring in a couple of Panzergrens here, maybe I can push through that gap. That would be quite nice. It looks like over on this side, Michael's going to be pushing through the mid. I'm going to have to try and counter that, I think. I might end up saving for the Firefly. It's going to take me 2 more ticks, I think, to get that. Actually, no, that'd be 190 points. That's kind of awkward. We will have to invest in some AT, but I don't have any AT left. I'll bring this one over to the mid here, because I feel like this pack 38 is going to be able to get a side shot at some point. Bring up a Panzergrenadier for the AT gun. And we want to take advantage of the salient on the left side. Oh, that's nice. Engine stall, bailed out. 222 did the job. Very nice. Driver knocked out is a start. Right, we get in there. Let me bring in the Boyce Cromwell maybe to the mid. Unless it's worth saving for a Firefly now. Not much that would be able to challenge it, but if we take out both these M4A1s, I probably won't need it. Nice. That works.
Hoffentlich entdeckt uns der Feind nicht im offenen Gelände.
Just gonna pick up those kills now, so they can't recover them. I love the way it's moving. That's so random. Well, this AT gun's getting out of the way, so we can just make that surrender anyway. That's just funny. I don't understand that. We'll just go make him surrender. Much easier that way. Unless Mauru can pick up the kill. That was rather amusing. I think that may be a bug that they haven't quite identified yet. But what I'm going to do here is wait for the Boyce Firefly now, I think. Ooh, do we have line of sight onto the Cromwell? No, we don't. We have line of sight onto the M5 half-track, though. Cool. Let's make sure we're out of line of sight of that. Pretty sure that Cromwell might be almost in range. Okay, so it's building up on this right side, which is a bit awkward. I'm going to unload that and then right-click on my Pack 38 to make it follow. The follow command's really, really useful. Make sure you guys use it. Like, all you need to do is just select a unit and then right-click on the unit you want it to follow, and it will just constantly follow that unit. So in this case, it's really good for the AT guns, because it will always just stay on top of it and give it the command it needs. But this is good. We push back in the mid. Got to be a little bit careful of the engagement with the M5A1 Stuart there. Well, this isn't good either. We don't want to be... Oh, that was interesting. I'm just going to put these guys on return fire so they don't reveal themselves again, because last thing we need is for them to shoot at these rifles and get themselves killed. I'm going to bring up a couple more units of Panzer Grenadiers just to reinforce, since it's going to be a bit of an issue otherwise. Ah, nice. That's really good. We can demolish that motorized rifles just out of line of sight of the Cromwell as well. I'm going to mortar motorized rifles there. Not sure if he realises that my Panzer Grenadiers are just on return fire, which is something that might work out quite nicely. Oh, we almost got it. These guys need to smoke off. Alright, that's fine. We're taking out the infantry in the open, which is good, and it's one more tick until I can get my Firefly. Oh, that Cromwell might be just almost coming into line of sight of my AT gun. It's really annoying. Driver wounded is not good. Can we smoke him off? Nice. Getting the smoke down there is pretty damn important. Right, one thing I'm going to do is start moving my 20 mils up. Try and get them into line of sight of these half tracks without being in line of sight of the Cromwell. That's kind of awkward. I need to stop them holding fire here. Alright, not too bad. Get the Firefly in, whilst I remember. We'll bring up some more infantry here since my Panzer Grenadiers are getting beat to a pulp. Gonna get the Panzer Grenadiers in the building there. It's the best way to deal with that recce. There we go. That worked out quite nicely, actually. Gonna dodge back, make sure we're not in line of sight of that. Cool. Now what I can do is take care of this 6-pounder in the mid, and we can maybe make some ground off that. We're definitely doing a lot of damage without losing too much ourselves, so the disparity of forces should be getting to the point where we can push through. And with the Firefly coming up as well, that would definitely help out. I'm gonna sort of fast move to here, and then attack move across the open. So it looks like Mauru's brought in the Panzerhaubitze. That's fine. I'm going to attack move to the right side, just so that when I come into line of sight of those motorized rifles, I can kill them. Getting rid of that infantry will be really useful. There we go. And now we can just fire position. Looks like we might have lost a half track with a Panzer Grenadier, which isn't good. Smoking off his Cromwell there is a bit odd. Unless it's for something else. I'm going to bring up a 232 on this right side, and I'm also going to bring up a Panzer IV, just because it would be a good to help out with those guys. Ooh, that's not good. At that range. Oh, thank God for that. I thought I had that on fire position.
Ihre Befehle.
I must have mismicroed that. I just made the mistake of moving up when I didn't mean to.
Ein Abschussring mehr.
Oh, we did some damage in the middle there anyway, and it looks like that's caused our opponents to actually quit the game.
Haha, das hat gesessen.
So, pretty quick victory indeed. Especially, yeah, it looks like the AI's taken over with the guards armoured here. He must have just got really frustrated. I don't know why you would leave in that situation. I don't think he was necessarily losing really badly. But there we go. The AI is just going to fall into all of my traps now. And should be pretty much game from there. I'm going to need some reinforcing infantry on this right side. We'll continue to play because it doesn't look like Michael's surrendering. So, yeah. I guess that's just what happens. People get frustrated that they can't make any progress. And moving into the later phases, it does actually get harder for the guards armoured. Quite a lot harder. So I guess it makes sense at the end of the day. But now the AI is just going to rush the hell out of me. This is where we pick up loads of kills, guys. Just bringing in a 2-3-2 here. The best choice for the half tracks, really, just to kill them off. With Fireflies finding some kills, which is nice. I might have the Panzer just follow the Beuter Firefly across the open, because bringing in a 2-3-2 is not always the best bet. Oh, nice. Wheels destroyed and tracks destroyed. Not going to engage the Humber at max range. There's no need to like random roll the fact that we might lose that engagement. It's funny how like fluid the game becomes though once a player leaves. Like just like how much the game sort of starts to move. It's just crazy, and that's a Humber, I think. At that range, I'm not sure the Humber can penetrate. Well, maybe it can. We lost that engagement. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's get the Pack 38 here to sort of move around to the right side, maybe cover this road, this reinforcing road. Looks like we got that Cromwell kill, which is nice. Just going to continue to the mid. We do have the Speed Troop, sort of a company. And we have the Cromwell as well. Really nice combination in the mid there. Alright, let's pin down the Humber. Maybe I can hit that with my 20 mils then. Going to move the 20 mils onto the road, so I'm ready to make that engagement. And we're going to move up our half track here. Well, that's only a sod. I thought that would be like a command carrier or something, but nope. So I can't actually engage my infantry here, which is really quite awkward. A massive salient opening up now. And we have our extra infantry arriving. Get them into position. I'm going to attack move my fellow Panzer forward to the left, or right, sorry. And I'll also have a half track move that way as well. Oh, really nice vehicle factor there from Mauru, just to prevent the spam out of the AI. I am going to bring in, well, I've already got my Panzerwerfer on the way. I was looking to do the same since the AI is just bunching up, as they usually do. It might be time for Whitman to come out though. Since Whitman it actually does pretty well in this sort of scenario, as long as he's supported by infantry. We'll try and push through here, pretty heavy with Panzer Grens and so on. That's not great. Might have to pull those guys back, just because that's not going to work out otherwise. Half track versus many of these command carriers and MG carriers. Just got to get rid of the ones that are coming close first, which is this sod. Enemy aircraft, P-38 Lightning, okay. Try and move up here and engage that Cromwell. The only thing we've got to worry about now is possibly 17 pounders. One thing I will say though, the AI is relentless. They don't care if they lose troops. Tell you that much. I'm going to attack move across this hedgerow and then down like so. Because I want to be able to kill off this Humber Mark III. Although it might end up killing my Pak 38. And never mind, the failed Panzer IV found line of sight. That's fine. I've got to be a little bit careful of the Piat coming out of this building. Although I think we killed all the infantry. Let's bring in some more here. We did kill the Cromwell in the centre, that's good. So it ended up that I did exactly what I said I would, and ended up pushing up in the mid. Now let's kill off this Stuart. And we'll come into line of sight this Stuart. Internal fragments is a good start. And Whitman's arriving as well. So I don't want to use my Panzerwerfer until I can see exactly what's going on. Haven't made the best use out of my mortar honestly this game, but there we go. Doesn't really matter anymore since one of them's AI. It looks like Mauru's doing a great job on the left side as well. So can't complain. Nice, killed off the Jeep there with the MGs. How do we get round to this building? There is a gap there, I think. Oh no, maybe not. Never mind. Let's get my half tracks to roll forwards. Oh, the 232's out of ammunition, so we'll actually bring in some supply for that because those 20 mils are really useful. I think that's an AT gun. If it is, we want to get as close as we can to that before it unloads in our face. Yep, it's a 17 pounder. It's awkward. Never mind. Unloaded right in our face, so pretty simple kill there. Got to be very careful with that in the mid though. We do have the Cromwell that can maybe attack them from out of range, but we're going to have to make sure we have the recon to make it happen. Just in general, it's a matter of cleaning up now. We have our reinforcing Panzergrens arriving. And with everything being pinned down, we can just quite simply zoom on through and unload. Get Whitman to see directly down the road. Oh wow, the Panzergrens actually ended up surrendering themselves. It's unfortunate. 17 pounders gone though. Get this Pak 38 into position. Nice. Oh, that's not good. Wow. Bring over these half tracks to this side with the 20 mil. Didn't mean him to get into the half track there. Got to be very careful of the micromanagement sometimes. Can catch you off guard. As motorized rifles will be dead soon, and that should open up the map in general. Okay, wants to go for an air engagement. That's fine. I'm tempted to just bring up some anti-air though. Maybe they're just verbal vins for the mid. And then we'll have an ME-109 on standby. So that we can 3v1 when we need to. We should get straight onto the back of this P-38, although both his ME-109 G0s are in a perfect situation to shoot that down. Good stuff. Oh, 6 pounder. Ended up going down there. We do have the Opel Blitz munition to try and work with there, which is good. Let's bring up the 232 to this road. I'll make sure to have my half track move forwards just to spot anything that's coming. Equipment's in a good position. Maybe we can get him into a better position if we move him down here. We do have to be careful again of 17 pounders since they are going to be using a lot of them, I feel. Did I bring in a Befehl Panther? I don't think I did. We still have the Panzerwerfer as well that I may as well tuck up to this tree line so that I can shoot AT guns in the future. And this is kind of awkward actually because this orchard is really hard to play around. We're fixing up the tracks there. We have our MU-109 flying about. We're just picking off loads of units, and honestly, hopefully you guys have just sort of seen how I played in this game. It's a shame that Mauru here left so early on when he wasn't necessarily in a bad position. For me, it's just a matter of damage control, not making sure that I don't get picked off by any 17 pounders towards the end of the game, because we are going to win in 3 minutes. There's no point in throwing away units unnecessarily, even though there's not much chance for the opponent to come back at this point. So we fixed up the Befehl Panzer IV. Bringing in that Opel munition was actually a really good idea in the end. Gonna try and move some more Panzergrens forwards. And you can see here that this Panzergrenführer is still following the Pak 38 that I told it to a while ago. Well, that's not very nice. Panzergrenführer that are following my Beute Firefly are now pinned down. I do have the Verbelwinds on the way though, so those should come in handy. Okay, we are definitely just going to save for a Befehl Panther now. Got one over on this right side. Move that to the middle. So that Firefly I think is engaging with my Beute Firefly. It seems as though my Beute Firefly kind of won out the initial engagement. Or if we can see through that orchard or not. No, we can't. Getting another one. Why not? Pretty sure I have 3 Befehl Panthers, so unless one died and I didn't notice. Oh well. One Befehl, or Beute Firefly, is able to just kill off units. It looks like that Firefly, if IOC does not want to engage me today. There is an Achilles up here that could be an issue for my Befehl Panzer IV, so I'm just going to tuck that into the orchard nicely. We'll start to move up our Panzergrens a bit more here. Definitely taking full control of this town at least. Get Kretschmar onto the field for fun. Always good to see an ace. 43 seconds left on the clock. I'm not sure if my Befehl Panther will even really arrive in time. But what I'm going to do here is try and double team this Firefly. It's funny how the AI has actually been programmed to repair. That's cool. I like that. Maybe we can pick up that kill before the end of the game. This is when my Befehl Panther gets side shot from the right. Aww. That's the end of the game, and a total victory after 26 minutes and 1 second. So yeah, pretty decent KD, 2,175 kills to 185 losses. It's a stark contrast to those of you who watch my streams. It's generally those games are a lot closer and last 40 minutes, but whenever I try and record a live game, apparently, not on a stream, it goes very quickly. So there we go. Boyd Cromwell came in the mid, did its job, broke through that AT gun. The Boyd Firefly certainly picked up many kills, and this befell Panzer on the right side just went crazy once the AI took over. So yeah, not really much else to say about that. I think we just killed off the units we needed to early on. We kind of sandwiched the guard's armored player into the town, and he couldn't really move. I was playing around smoke quite nicely with my command unit, so that was nice. And just in general, a really clean game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.